as Swami will say often, take the objective wisdom and make it subjective. Make it yours, not just words that you parrot. And we back with another reflection on the Daily Vedantic. And today's reflection is on, well, it's a part of the inner equation when it comes to spirituality that is often overlooked, but it is quite emphasized within this philosophy, and that is logic. This philosophy, and I say it pretty often in our episodes, and I highly, highly, highly recommend people, when you're ready, graduate beyond these daily reflections and jump into Vedanta World, the app for the ashram that myself, everybody, VVC, we've got my wife, we all listen to these lectures from the ashram, from our phones, the comfort of your own couch. It's crazy how this is even possible. Tiny little nonprofit ashram in remote India, and you can tune into the same lectures that they are getting there from the comfort of your home. And that's only possible in the last few years. It's 100 years ago, you'd have to trek to the Himalayas for this wisdom, and now you just download an app. So Vedanta World, the link is always in the show notes. So please, right now, hit pause, hit stop. And if you're feeling that inkling, the inner voice, listen to that inner voice to graduate beyond this on-ramp and go to the real thing, which is the 3-year course that you can tune into, like I said, from the comfort of your couch. Tune into 10 of them, see if there's any value to you. But the app, Vedanta World, and that's from Vedanta Academy. You can look up either of those in the App Store and see them. But something that is said over and over and over again by Swami in his lectures is that nothing should pass into your belief system unless it goes through your own reason and rationale. Nothing. Shouldn't take anything as some leap of faith. Take some faith in the beginning, and the example that's given often by Swami is that take some faith in the beginning, but it's the faith that is required to go to a new restaurant. And every day we're performing some amount of faith over and over and over again. And it's really just that amount. It's kind of the everyday mundane amount of faith that is required to say, hey, I'm going to pick up this book, Vedanta Treatise. I don't know if it's going to be any good. Someone that I listened to recommended it. And that is, if you're not ready for the 3-year course from the ashram, then Vedanta Treatise, that book is the way to go. It's on Amazon. Also link in every episode show notes. But it takes the same amount of faith as you go to a restaurant because your friend recommends it. It's bomb as hell. You love it. So good. And then you say, all right, well, let's go back. A few weeks later, you're like, hey, we should go back to Shoop's. Killer breakfast burritos. It's no longer a big leap of faith, and now it's just corroboratory evidence. You know it's good. Still a little bit of faith that, hey, when you order it the second time or the 12th time, that it's going to be just as good as before, that they haven't switched up chefs, that there's no poison in it, that a waiter hasn't spilled something in it. So there's still a little bit of faith. Still a little bit of unknown. Yeah, at the mercy of their hands. But it's far more an equation of corroboratory evidence of, yeah, I just know it now. This burrito rocks. I no longer need to operate on the recommendation of a friend. And that's what this philosophy says over and over and over again. Even if the first time you read something from it, it might feel paradoxical. Attach, you lose. Detach, you gain. That knowledge bomb, as I call them within this philosophy, that might seem paradoxical. If you're attached to something, why would you lose it? If you're attached to that person and you're infatuated with them and you're pursuing them a little too heavy-handed, why would you lose them? Oh wait, but it actually did work out that way. Maybe there's something there. And it goes from faith or entertaining an idea to then you're like, oh shit, yeah, that knowledge bomb is right. This teacher just seems to be right over and over and over again. Experientially. Screw what I heard or read. It just worked out that way. It didn't just sound good. I didn't sound cool when I said it at dinner, or maybe you do. A lot of these sound bites, you do sound cool at dinner, cocktail convos, but it's not just about sounding cool. It actually worked that way. You have the corroboratory evidence. And this is often lost. Most people think that in a spiritual realm, it's a whole lot of vague ideas and it's not logic and reason. You got to check your logic and reason at the door. And there are many traditions that operate that way. But this ain't one of them. This one is like, yeah, use a little bit of faith to arrive at the restaurant and then feel free to check that at the door. Just go ahead and taste the food. Leave what you heard, read, maybe a quote you liked on Instagram. Leave that stuff behind of fascination with the concepts and just try them out. Experience the wisdom or lack thereof of them. But don't take anything just because someone else said it or sounded good or it sounded like something else I read or Oprah said this book was good and it must be good because she said it. Instead, open up the book, read it, see if it passes through your own rationale and reason, and question the hell out of it. Question the hell out of it all along the way. As Swami will say often, take the objective wisdom and make it subjective. Make it yours, not just words that you parrot. And this actually goes back to the Buddha, 2,500 years ago. Do not believe what you have heard. Do not believe in tradition because it is handed down many generations. Do not believe in anything that has been spoken of many times. Do not believe because the written statements come from some old sage. Do not believe in conjecture. Do not believe in authority or teachers or elders. But after careful observation and analysis, when it agrees with reason and it will benefit one and all, then accept it and then live by it. Turns out logic will take you pretty damn far in the world and in the spiritual path. In fact, this philosophy says it will take you to exactly where you want to go. That's today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.